Hey there, this is episode 35 of the BalancedFi Podcast. Struggling to talk to your spouse about money? 3 simple steps to help. Welcome to the BalancedFi Podcast, where we talk about balancing intentional debt payoff, saving money, and actually living your life. I'm your host, RaLea, small business owner, wife, girl mom, nonprofit co-founder, and money nerd. This is an audio version of the BalancedFi blog because I know how hard it is to find time to sit down and read literally anything. Instead, you can get quick bits of money knowledge on the go. I want to help you learn to control your money instead of letting your money control you. Let's get started. I didn't plan for this episode to come out the day after Valentine's Day, but this might actually be the perfect time to discuss money with your spouse. If one partner went overboard on gift giving, express your gratitude first, but bring the conversation back around to money and your budget. If your evening went well, you can use those warm, fuzzy feelings to temper any possible disagreements. I know that the idea of talking to your spouse about money is daunting, but it's so important. Whether you're struggling with debt or just want to pursue a better financial future together, these tips will help you tackle the conversation head on. In order for both spouses to be happy in the marriage financially, they have to agree on spending habits as well as savings goals. Discussing money can feel awkward and uncomfortable at first because we don't know what our partner might say, and they might not even like hearing what you have to say. But if you come prepared and with an open mind, things should go more smoothly. First, how does money even affect relationships? Studies have shown that at least 41% of Gen X divorces and 29% of Boomer divorces are related to money disagreements. According to the authors of the study, which is linked in the show notes, financial disagreements did predict divorce more strongly than other common problem areas like disagreements over household tasks or spending time together. It's common for one spouse to be more responsible or in charge of the money than the other. This could lead to resentment or create a power imbalance within the relationship. And that's unhealthy, and it can damage your marriage from the inside out. According to Rachel Cruz, author of Smart Couples Finish Rich, quote, "Money talk has a history of being taboo because it was expected that men were going to be breadwinners and women would handle everything else." She also points out that oftentimes people are afraid they'll find out their partner is actually terrible with money, when really there may just be disagreements about how stuff should go into savings versus spending on fun activities together. And those disagreements are not deal breakers usually. The good news is that you don't have to talk about all this complicated financial stuff at once. Once you break the seal on the money talk, you can bring it up in everyday conversations or even while on road trips. You'll just work it into your normal conversations. Making money a regular part of your relationship talk takes away the pressure and the stigma. It shouldn't be any more stressful than discussing your weekend plans, especially if you already have a financial plan and a budget. So the first step is to talk to your spouse about your current money situation. When I had this conversation with my husband, I did some homework first. I gathered up all the information needed to calculate our net worth, and that showed us all of our assets and debts so that we both had a good idea of where we were at the time. Adding up those numbers, especially the debts, I'll be honest, made me nervous to even start the conversation. Numbers that we discussed: number 1, total debt and type of debt. 2, interest rates on that debt. 3, minimum monthly payments on your debt. 4, monthly take-home pay. That's after taxes and retirement, maybe insurance payments come out. 5, are you actually making enough money to pay your bills and buy food? Or are you relying on credit to make up that difference? 6, how much you have in cash savings? 7, retirement and other investment accounts. And 8, how much you're wasting on interest payments each month or each year. You could gather the information together as a team, sharing the work and talking through things as you go. Or you can prepare the numbers ahead of time to present to your spouse. And you can choose whichever method you think will be received better, or even whichever one makes you feel better to start with. I personally wanted to be able to talk clearly and coherently about our situation. So I did all of the legwork ahead of time. That way he wasn't just watching me look up numbers on my laptop, since I'm the one that's in charge of our finances. This episode is brought to you by Intentionally Debt Free, the 6-week course that will teach you exactly how to pay off your debt. It's not magic, but it's pretty close. Dealing with debt can be frustrating. Whether you're a parent, or trying to be a responsible adult, or even brand new to adulting, it's never easy to feel like your money is disappearing and you have nothing to show for it. And do you ever wonder if it really has to be this hard? Me too. In fact, I struggled with debt for years after having my older daughter. Now I'm proof that the process behind Intentionally Debt Free actually works. Enrollment is limited, but I'm opening the doors again soon. You can change your financial future. You can pay off debt. The first step is to sign up at BalancedFi.com/waitlist so you get notified when the doors to Intentionally Debt Free do open again. Change your money, change your life. Tell your spouse how your financial situation is making you feel right now. Scared? Anxious? Confused? Confident? Sleepless? If you talk about your feelings first, it might make the conversation go more smoothly. Your spouse will know how the situation is affecting you in non-monetary ways, which might hit home more than saying, we shouldn't spend $50 on coffee each month. Rephrasing that as, $50 on coffee means that we don't have quite enough for groceries, and that really stresses me out, is more effective. The hardest part of talking to my husband was admitting that I felt scared for our future financially and didn't know where we would end up when or if all this debt is paid off. It's hard not to worry every day. How will things be after he retires, since he's the breadwinner? Will we have enough saved in order to live the life that we want? Can we support our daughter into her adulthood? If your partner has any questions or needs clarification on anything, now is the time to address those concerns. Be prepared for them to ask why you're feeling those emotions. Talk about what has made you feel that way so far, like getting an unexpected medical bill, and talk through a plan together with both of your goals in mind. It's important to pay attention to what they're saying, but they also need to pay attention to what you're saying and why. Don't blame. Make a serious effort to not blame your spouse for the situation. When mentally planning to talk to your spouse about money, reframe everything in terms of your feelings rather than your spouse's actions. Say, I feel, or I do, instead of, you make me feel, or you do this. I statements come across as less accusatory than you statements. You don't want to alienate your spouse or make them feel ashamed of their past. Both of you got into this situation, and it will take an effort from both of you to improve your finances. Unless there was financial abuse going on. That's a totally different situation. Focus on creating a sense of us against the debt. You're a team. Tackling a huge goal as a team increases your chances of success. Step 3, talk to your spouse about how to change your money. And this is where you come up with a game plan. You can discuss new ways that you want to spend less or save more, how much debt you have, and what the minimum monthly payments are for each account. If you have a lot of debt, it might be time to take some drastic measures in changing your spending habits. When you don't have debt, talk about creating goals together that will make both of you happy, like setting aside an emergency fund or saving for retirement, or buying something cool. Remember to compromise. Let your spouse know that this is not a one-sided discussion, and take their input into consideration. If your spouse doesn't want to talk about money, you might ask them why not. What are they afraid of? What burdens do they have in their past related to money? If they're still reluctant after talking about the pros and cons on paper or discussing, things together in person, offer a compromise, like no longer buying coffee every day or cutting out one bill that isn't necessary, like cable. Start small. Maybe they're not interested in working out a plan together right now, or they want to talk less frequently about money, like every few months. And that's okay too. Talk through what both of you need before deciding if it's worth continuing the discussion now. Maybe you just need to table it for a week, let everybody calm down and mull things over, and then come back to it. Take baby steps. If you talk about changing your spending habits, start small and work up from there. Instead of saving $100 every month like you are right now, maybe you're working to save $200. Don't make huge changes because they're not sustainable. In this way, both spouses can also see the benefits in action as well as make those gradual changes over time. Ask your partner, where do you see us financially in 5 years? When we retire? This could include retirement goals now or a monthly budget. Their goals will give you a better idea of their thoughts and feelings about money and what changes they want to see. When you're making plans for the future, talk to each other. This could be as simple as deciding where to retire or considering how much money will go into savings each month. Talk to your spouse about their bigger money goals, the lifestyle you want in retirement, future travel plans, home purchases, or home improvements. Talk about what you want and need in terms of consumer goods like cars, vacations. If one person wants a car but the other doesn't, then it's best not to buy that car until you come to an agreement on the topic. It can also just get confusing when two spouses have different opinions about buying something brand new versus used. You should put everything in writing though, whether it's looking at an income statement, exploring debt repayment options, budgeting monthly expenses, whatever. The important thing is that you both agree. Write it down so you can go back and look at that if you end up disagreeing later. Your long-term goals won't always align exactly, but having this discussion now will help you merge the past later on. And if things have gone so far, first of all, yay, that's exciting. Like, you're taking big steps and that's paying off. Now talk about the next steps to take. Do you want to create a budget now, like right now today, or later? Schedule a budget meeting, put it on your calendars, and stick to that plan. Are you going to talk again in a few months? Plan on regular money and budget check-ins so you both know where you're standing. Make changes together right away, like cutting back on cable or switching car insurance providers. Another way to help you save money is to sign up for the Frugal Year Challenge. It's still currently free, and it will help you save money in 12 different categories. There's one category per month, so you can just focus on one thing at a time. There will be a link to that in the show notes. With these 3 simple steps, you can finally feel in control of your finances again. You don't have to live with that anxiety and fear that comes from just not knowing where all of your money goes every month. If this sounds like something you want to do, we're here for you too. The Intentionally Debt-Free course is a great way to start feeling better about your financial situation right away. It's a pretty comprehensive course that walks you through creating a spending plan, figuring out how much debt you have, creating a debt payoff plan, finding your net worth and tracking it, adjusting your spending plans to accommodate your actual spending and where you want to be. It's just got everything you need to really get your finances under control. Right now, the course isn't open, but if you go to balancedfi.com/waitlist, you can get on that list, and as soon as the doors open again, you will be the first to know. So to recap, the 3 steps to discussing your money with your spouse are: talk about your current money situation, talk about your current money feelings, and talk about how to change your money. What should you do next? Just start the conversation. Have that talk. The earlier the better, so that you have even more time to work your way toward financial security. Just remember, if you're feeling unsafe in your relationship and it's not a good idea to have this talk, or your partner is abusing you financially, withholding money, gaslighting you, controlling the finances to the point where you can't live independently, then don't have this conversation. Make sure you're safe. Do whatever it takes to help your financial situation improve, but also maybe improve your whole life. There are resources out there to help you in times like these, and I will link some of those in the show notes too. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoy the BalancedFi Podcast, I'd be so grateful if you left us a review on iTunes or told a friend. As always, you can head to BalancedFi.com to connect with me and stay in touch. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter at BalancedFi. Until next time, stay intentional and look for balance.